Okay, I wanted to give you a few pointers on the midterm, which you have coming up. Let's see here. Just to recall what this is. This is a confidence interval. This isn't from your assignment, but these are three different confidence intervals. And let's step through what this means. Okay, these dots here are the sample values. Like, what is this of? This is the sample mean. All right, so this is the mean of this sample. This is the mean of another sample. And this is the mean of the third sample. All right, and then from there, you construct your, in this case, 95% confidence interval that the population mean is between these two things. Like this interval will capture the true mean. Now, you don't know if the true mean is here, the population parameter is here or down here. You don't know that. So if you look at this interval and this interval, it could very well be that the true mean is here or the population mean is here, and it could be here. So like maybe there's really no difference between these values, right? But this one, you're confident that for this sample, this sample falls between these two. You're 95% confident of that. All right, now these are probably different. These might be different data, but in your assignment here, right, they're actually taking the same measurement at different times. All right. So anyway, that's kind of how you look to answer the first part here. And then the second one, what can you conclude after you make those distinctions here? Like, you can't really see this, but these things do not overlap. This confidence interval and that one does not overlap. That one and that one certainly do. And I think the second question, what can you conclude? Like, what they're asking you is, does the level of cyanide in the water change over time? And that's kind of what you have to analyze there. Says the confidence interval for year 2 is much larger, right? This interval is a lot more varied than these are. And that's, why is that? How do you calculate this distance here? What is it that causes this confidence interval to be large? It has to do with the data in the actual sample that you took here. What is it about that data that makes this large? What can the water department do to decrease the size? If you want to make it like much smaller, if you want to take, there's something that the researcher can do to make this a lot smaller, right, when they take a sample. I'm not sure how to make that any easier without telling you the answer, all right? But there's something they can do that will kind of decrease the confidence level of this, like the size of it. And then, let's see here. All right, this one here, how did they construct this? Obviously they took a sample. These confidence intervals are based on a sampling distribution. Is that what it says? What's sampling distribution? What they're asking you there is, what statistic are they measuring? It's kind of obvious. What are some, so a sampling distribution is formed by imagine, like it's an imaginary, taking multiple samples, you calculate the statistic, and then you create the distribution, right? You take many samples, you calculate the statistic for each one of those, and you use each one of those sample statistics to build the distribution, all right? It's typically bell-shaped, depending on the statistic. They're basically asking you this question, like, what statistic are they measuring here? What is a statistic? Well, it can be the min of a sample, max, standard deviation, the mean, median. All those are statistics that you can make sampling distributions for. Which one is it that they're using here? Pretty obvious. Do you think that they use the population standard deviation? All right. Well, just ask yourself, what is the population standard deviation? It's a measurement about how much the population data points vary from the population mean. And this is an estimate of the population mean. I mean, why would you make an estimate if you knew what the mean was, right? So, anyway, let's see here. It's a little bit hard for me to discuss the answers for this without directly telling you what the answers are. So anyway, I hope that helps you. If not, write me a note and I'll try to step you through it. Thanks.